Hi everyone, Mark Savage here and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart. It's about sacrifice, hard work and things like that. And one of the things that Abraham Hicks teaches is you don't have to work hard and you don't have to sacrifice. One of the things that society teaches you is that sacrifice is good, right? Who are our heroes? Our heroes aren't people who are having an easy time, right? Our heroes aren't people who we don't see any problems with, right? Our heroes are people who suffer, who paid a price, who were willing to risk their life and maybe even die to help someone else, right? These are heroes. These are wonderful people, according to society. But it's so silly because there's no need to sacrifice. There's no need to work hard. Again, we've been taught this, yes, but the reality is everything's based on the law of attraction. Okay? And if you believe that you must work hard to have success, then you're going to have to work hard. There's no way around it because your beliefs are going to carry forward a reality that fits your beliefs, right? You can't possibly believe that you have to really, really, really work super hard just to get by and expect to make a lot of money. Expect to make a lot of money, period. Much less expect to make a lot of money easily. It doesn't work that way. You really need to have the right vibration and the right understanding of how things work. Same thing with hard work. I was raised. I'm 54 years old roughly, and I was raised, by my parents who were born in the Great Depression, and they certainly believed in hard work. My mom instilled the idea of you go to work no matter what. I mean, there was a point in my life where I could have gotten hit by a bus, my arm could have been chopped off and fell on the floors in the floor next to me on the street, and my attitude at the time was I'll pick my arm up, I'll tuck it under my other arm, and I'll go to work, do my thing, and then I'll go to the hospital. You don't go to the hospital until you go to work first. Work first. In fact, my ex-wife, during 9/11, my ex-wife had, we were living on Long Island at the time. She was working in Manhattan, and her job was down in the financial district, down in right by World Trade Center. And she gets to the city, and she calls me, and she says, listen, I heard the plane flew into the World Trade Center or some sort of mayhem is going on. What do you think I should do? And again, she worked down there. And my response is, go to work. You got to go to work. Crazy. I would not do that today. Very, very different philosophy today. But that was the thinking back then, is that you have to work hard and you have to have a good work ethic. And that was instilled in me by my parents. And today, I don't believe in hard work at all. In fact, I don't believe in working, period. Don't get me wrong. If something is exciting to me and I'm inspired to do it, it's a different story. So for example, I'm looking to get into real estate investing, and I have certain strategies that I want to utilize. And the market's been really tight up until recently. And so, it's a seller's market, it's a strong seller's market, and it makes it a little tougher as an investor to get good deals. And I'm not going to buy something if it's not a good deal, period. I'm not going to chase, smaller and smaller and smaller yields. I'm not going to chase things like that. But the idea is that, for me to get a good real estate deal, I have to make a lot of phone calls. And that's a lot of work, and it doesn't feel appealing to me. And I'm just not going to do it. A lot of people say, well, how do you make a living? How do you make money? Right now, I don't. Right now, I don't make money. I have no job or no direct income. And you say, well, how do you live? I got a great deal. I have a situation where I'm provided for, and I don't have to work at present. I don't need to bring in income at present. And so I live a very luxurious, wonderful life. I live by the beach. I live on the beach. My apartment itself is not on the beach, but the building itself is. I have a view of the beach. When I go out on my balcony, I can sit on the balcony, see the beach, walk out of my building, walk right onto the beach. It's a nice 3-bedroom property. I don't have to tell you, if you're living on the beach and you have a 3-bedroom place, it's not cheap. And yet, here I am. I go on numerous vacations. I've been on I think in 2021, I went away like 4 or 5 times. I went to an all-inclusive in Mexico. I went to Greece. I went to, where else did we go? Georgia. North Carolina. So I do a lot of things that somebody without any money shouldn't be able to do, and yet I can do them because my vibration is really high, and because I believe that I don't need to work to make money. I don't need to do that, and it's worked out for me. I haven't had to. I haven't had to go get a job. I haven't had to work any real consequence. I've done some things over the last few years, and about a year ago, a year and a half ago, maybe a little less, I was working with an attorney and doing some work, part-time, and that was fine. And at the time, I really enjoyed the work. I really enjoyed what I was doing. Eventually, it got boring, and I kind of lost interest, and we kind of went our separate ways. But I'm not going to go get a job that doesn't feel good to me. And that's the whole idea here, is that you don't need to sacrifice and work hard to get what you want. If you believe you do, then you do. Don't get me wrong. If you believe that you must work hard to make money, then you're going to have to work hard to make money. There's no way around it. If you believe you must sacrifice, then you're going to have to. It's the way around it. There's no way around it. But the idea of sacrifice, not just working hard, but sacrifice, so many parents, I'll do a video on parenting, maybe next video or two, I'll do something maybe on parenting. The idea is most parents sacrifice for their children. In fact, I received a text from my ex-wife. Not going to go into the details of what the text was about and all this, but one of the things that my ex-wife had said to me was, we as Logan's parents should be working our butts off, killing ourselves as necessary to do what's best for him, to get so that he lives a good life. That was the gist of the text. I very strongly disagree. Extraordinarily strongly disagree. And that's the problem, right? So I don't have a relationship with Logan where I have any resentment towards him. I'm never mad at him for something that he didn't do for me, because I don't do for him if it doesn't feel good. I don't go out of my way for him. I don't sacrifice for him. And what my ex was talking about is major sacrifice, right? So the conversation was, basically back and forth about my not working presently. And her response is, you should be going out and getting a job. We as his parents should be killing ourselves to make his life good. And that's nuts, because here's what happens. You have resentment. When you sacrifice for others, resentment, especially if they don't do what you expect them to do. So I don't believe in sacrificing for others. I don't sacrifice for Bella, my girlfriend. I don't sacrifice for Logan, my son. I don't sacrifice for anybody or for anything. I don't sacrifice. I don't do that because all that's going to do is lead to resentment. If I have to do something for Logan that I don't want to do, and then I expect something back from him, and then I don't get it, then I'm resentful of him because look what I did for you. Look at all the things I do for you. Think about how parents say that, right? I do all these things for you, and you can't do this one thing for me. You can't keep your room clean, or you can't do this, or you can't do your homework, whatever it is, right? And it's because we're busy sacrificing ourselves. So you don't have to sacrifice. You never have to sacrifice for yourself or for anybody else. Always focus on doing things that feel best to you. If it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. Now, there's some exceptions to this, right? Work. For some of us, we absolutely have to work, right? Bottom line is, you have no money in the bank, you have no money coming in, and you're on your own. You don't have a girlfriend or a husband or a wife or anybody to help take care of you, and you need to make money. You need to bring money in. So you got to work. That's okay, right? The best way to do that is, instead of feeling like you have to work, you have to work harder, you have to sacrifice, focus on ways to feel positive about the work that you're doing. Like I said, about a year or so ago, I was doing some marketing work for an attorney, and I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun for me. And so it didn't feel like work. I didn't feel any pressure. I didn't feel any of that because there was no sacrifice being made. I looked forward to getting in front of the computer and doing that work. Again, over time that waned, and so we went our separate ways, as I said. The key is, you never want to sacrifice. You never want to do something that you don't want to do for somebody else, because all that's going to do is cause resentment. And it's going to cause resentment for you and from them, right? Because if you did something for me, for example, right? I don't know, you cooked me dinner, and you hope that I would maybe drive you to the airport as payback, as it were. And I don't have time, whatever my excuses, I don't take you to the airport. Now, you're all bent out of shape and upset with me because I didn't drive you to the airport after you did this wonderful thing by making me dinner. But the problem is you didn't necessarily want to make me dinner. You didn't make dinner for me out of the goodness of your heart. You didn't just want to make dinner for me and said, hey, that feels great. You made dinner for me not because you wanted to, but because you had to in order to get me to take you to the airport. And then when I didn't, you were all bent out of shape. Why? Because you didn't get what you had hoped for out of the interaction. And so you always want to try to do your best to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, feel good about it. And if you have to work because you have to work, you have to go to a job because you have to go to a job, do the work, do the work and the processes that I showed you in the Asking It Is Given book, and use those processes to get yourself into a better feeling place around the things that you have to do, so that you don't feel resentment, and so that what you do have to do comes easy for you, and there's no pressure. As I said, when I first was doing that work with the attorney, early in the relationship, I was tickled. I really loved what I was doing. I was having a blast. So I didn't feel pressure to work. I didn't feel like I had to work. I didn't feel like, if I didn't do this, I was going to be in trouble or anything like that. I did it because it felt good. And that's the thing. No sacrifice, no hard work. Do what feels best. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you understood the content and what I'm trying to get across here. If you liked the content, by all means, hit the like button. Let me get a little traction from the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to be notified anytime a new video comes out, by all means, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified anytime a new video comes out. With that, I want to say thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.